starting upcoming event.
Yeah, I don't see it live.
Just refresh. It's showing live on mine.
There we go.
Alright, let's see.
Just refresh. It's showing live on mine. Okay, sorry, that's just my YouTube playing back to me. Okay, so
Well,
welcome
it's a good
to...
thing to test it.
Yeah, welcome to everyone who's joined. Sorry we're running a little bit late. We're just doing a quick test start and then into qualifying.
Come on, old thumbs. I don't hear him, Rev, so he doesn't have lights. He doesn't have lights again.
Oh man, that is just disappointing.
It is.
No, Oaks worked so hard practicing, setting up a tune. Just not able to get a break.
Well, he should come in and just do the quali, and then let's see what happens. Maybe he gets off the line. Third time's charm.
Yeah, I think possibly just ask him to, wherever he qualifies, pit and go to the back of the grid. So go exit the track and come back in just before the race starts. Otherwise, if he auto drives, he's just going to make everyone have to restart again.
Yeah, restart again, yeah.
Someone's getting notifications there.
Yeah, apologies. I don't know why I'm putting this thing on mute. It's just... Oh my god. Okay, let me just try something real quick. Let me move away from this thing while it does what it wants to do.
Yeah, just throw it in the kitchen or sink or somewhere.
I think so. It's so weird.
Oh, you heard it on the stream, great. I've just typed it.
Sorry.
I think if the last guy exits, they must just do the quali. They must just carry on with the quali, no resets. Because it is actually a reset.
Yeah. Good day, Mr. Kalen Mauer. How did your race go in Pool 2 after your AD last week?
Do you want me to reset and go, or just let them go? Quali on.
Just reset quick.
Alright, quickly.
See Mr. Blinky's in the chat saying it's a while since he raced with us. Yeah, but come join us. And Kalen responding better than controller. Thanks. Yeah, but next time you travel, take your rig with you.
Get yourself one of those fold-up play seats and make your life easy.
Good day, Mr. Track Bites. Nice to see you in the chats, bud.
Clock has started, okay?
Okay, so we go. Everyone is here, a few minutes later than usual, just having one or two drivers with connection issues again. And welcome to our N500 tuning race for the season. How did your evening go, Trivs? We got two people who had a race in the chat.
It was good, man. Actually really enjoyed it. It was challenging, there was a few bumps here and there with these cars not being the easiest to control on track, but it was competitive racing. I think the heavy damage made it really, really interesting. Definitely made guys a lot more cautious, but racing incidents still happen. Qualified well, but finished down a little.
Just 1 second. I think D-Man is listening to the stream. D-Man, just take like 5 seconds before you enter just wait 5 seconds before you enter. Otherwise, choose another car and then another car, your car you want to race again, and then go out. That maybe helps with the AD.
Yeah, the same car but without a livery on it.
No, any other car.
Okay, sorry, Trivs, you're saying bit of bumping and bashing, but all good.
Yeah, no, it was really good racing. There wasn't any malicious damage or foul play at hand. It was all just racing incidents, things that are unavoidable.
And we were chatting just briefly off air. Wolfman, how did your race go? Give the guys a rundown. What was your strategy? And
what did I do? 11 laps pit and then 12 laps. So I jumped a couple of guys by 4 seconds in the pit, so it took me from, I think I went into the pits at 6th or 8th. I came out 3rd again, so then I was chasing down number 1.
okay, and did you get him? Or?
I did indeed.
Awesome. So back in pool 2 next week. But we can't auto boost you into pool 1, so you can be the host. Stop all.
It depends. It depends how many people are gonna report me for something. Klopper wants to report me for excessive fuel saving.
Well, I think you're guilty of that most weeks. Trivs, what do you think of KBR Richards' Porsche livery? Other than the anime girl, I'm loving it.
But I'm actually staring at it now on the stream. It is so cool. It flows really well. I like it.
Simple but very clean. Tell us about the livery competition, how that's been going, feedback you've got.
Yeah.
Are shirts on the way to people? Or?
Yeah, so we're actually making all the shirts together just to help with costs and production on our side.
Okay.
And then we'll ship them all out at the end of the season along with that grand prize as well. So we don't do 2 couriers to 1 person, just to make things a bit easier logistics-wise.
No, definitely makes sense.
Yeah, the livery comp's been going really well. We're getting quite a lot of guys entering, and more and more every week at that.
Mr. Poffs.
This week I was really worried about this week because entries came in really late. I was so scared that nobody was going to put in their liveries, but it seems like guys were just testing cars, seeing what was working for them, getting their tunes down before they stepped into their liveries.
Yeah, that's the usual case on these tuning races. I saw in this race there's a couple guys running Maseratis, which I didn't see anyone speaking about in the chats previously. And on the liveries tonight, I saw the whole week or last 2 days everyone's been sharing Porsche liveries. And then all of a sudden the Ferrari liveries popping up today from the same people. So a lot of guys testing and changing their mind, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, when we were doing test races and practicing, I never saw that Maserati at all. We saw a lot of Ferraris, we saw a lot of Porsches, even a few Diablos as well. I was really stunned when I saw one of the guys who finished really well in my pool. He actually did it in the Maserati, and that thing handled and launched quite easily. So it was really nice to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Fox even agreeing there, Maserati was the nice surprise. Definitely.
Just looking at the times, I see DMR SMP3 Pros, one of the Maserati drivers, he's currently in 4th place. Just as I'm viewing, he's going into the pits. But I'm glad it's been a surprise car. There's normally always that one car that's a bit of a secret and guys bring it out and then have a second lap advantage on everyone. I'm glad it hasn't worked out that way. It seems to be a car he enjoys. Maybe fuel and tires are better, but it's not ultimately super quick on pace that it's going to be a big advantage. I see Damien also using it. The DMR team obviously worked that one out. I think there's a third one somewhere on track here.
You will be surprised what the Maserati can do.
Yeah, is that one of the cars you used?
No.
Or, no.
I went last minute. I went with the Porsche.
Yeah, Mr. Race Fox is telling us Maserati was better on tires. Also, DMR inside info there. So a lot of these guys possibly not running with teams, so they had to go and test themselves. But yeah, end of the day, we've got a whole lot of Porsches and a couple Maseratis. I was a little bit disappointed I didn't see any of the Diablos or what was the other cars, the rough RUF Porsche. I thought we might see one or two of those.
Actually, in my pool, there was a good mix. Plenty 911s definitely dominated. There was a Ferrari as well, a Gran Turismo S, a Viper, and the Rough, the CTR. So it was a good mix of cars.
I did see Viper liveries coming up as well, so that's another one that I thought we would be seeing in Pool 1, but obviously the Pool 1 guys take it very seriously and everyone's come to a very similar conclusion. Mr. Klopper, yes, what you said. Down in the chat. So we currently got 13 cars on track. We're hoping Mr. D-Man's going to manage to make the start. Sorry, a bit of dust or something went in my throat as I was talking there. We're missing some big hitters today. Koketso knows pulled out of the season. I don't see his teammate Mr. DKP. I don't know if you can give us some feedback there, Willie, if you know where he is. Is he also pulling out? Or
I have no idea. I think it's similar. They're both studying for the exams. It's almost exam times. I think the matrics are starting with the exams now, so that's basically
that's where Koketso's reasoning is. I think he also pulled out of the ACC tournament or LNR tournament.
He pulled out of everything.
Yeah, I still say school doesn't pay the bills where winning prizes at GTSSA does, so don't pull out. Yeah, Kalen says Deaky probably forgot there's a race. There's also, when I was talking about some big hitters, Serious Sam and Kalen aren't in this race because of their AD last week, just pure bad luck. Relegated to Pool 2, so haven't seen the results yet. Hopefully they're back with us next week, so it's pretty open for our top guys. Stignator was delayed with work somewhere, I think it was work, but whatever it is, he was driving back home from somewhere, so he was delayed and wouldn't be making it back in time, so that's where the 3 missing drivers are. I know Stignator was in the top 5-6 for the points, obviously DK and Koketso. Kalen won the first race, so he should be up there, so this is going to favour Mr. SMP3 Pro, possibly KBR Richard.
There we go.
So
look at the difference between Mr. Sempro and Fast One.
It's a big gap, that. We've got 1 minute left to qualifying with SMP3 Pro currently on pole. Fast One second, Varfus third, Richard fourth, Dynamic Sean fifth, Yastiel, Damien, Sir Ian in 8th, RBS 9th, D-Man 10th, Jan Ali 11th, Bridgens, who was also AD last week, but thanks to DK and letting us know he is pulling out, we had to bump one extra driver up, so he managed to get his place back, and then Cranky Clive.
You know what, I can't start the race while I'm viewing it.
Yeah, so
you better just give me the countdown there, and then I can start it.
You can get going in 3, 2, 1, go for it. Because we are now hitting the 10-minute mark now.
Okay, I hope you entered back in then. Yes, D-Man did exit to pits, and he will be starting at the back, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he will be making it easier for us, yes.
Yes, he will.
Fingers crossed he gets the start.
Give us your top 5 there. Let us know who you think, because now the usual suspects aren't going to be at 1 and 2. Tell me how you think Pool 1's going to shake out today.
Well, it's a fuel saving race, and we've got Yastiel in 5th place, so he's always sharp on the fuel saving. SMP3 Pro is probably going to be my prediction for the winner, and then I'll put Richard in 3rd place, or 2nd place with Yastiel 3rd.
Interesting.
We've got a start and everyone's away, including D-Man.
Away. Nice, D-Man's away. Sorry for starting at the back, but...
well, he's up 1 place already, yeah. Maybe that's
got legs.
Maybe that 2 place, 3 place grid penalty was what allowed him to start, so it's all good.
And D-Man's a really lacquer oak. He got me a good deal on my wheel, so hats off to them.
Yeah. So going to front, it's as it was on the grid, the first 5 cars. I think Sir Ian's made a place potentially. Look at those brake discs glowing on that Maserati. And KBR Fast One sitting second with a Porsche. I remember last season 1, I think it was, in the SF cars, Fast One was battling for the lead in a couple of races, and we haven't seen him right at the front for a few seasons since then, so good to have him back in second place at the moment. KBR Richards got past Mr. Fist. And Richard had a really strong race last week with second place in the GR3, so he's definitely one to watch. Who's your
100%.
prediction for the winner, either of you two?
Wolfie, why don't you go first, bud?
I can't be unbiased, so I'll just say nothing.
No, be biased. You got a couple of DMR guys in the race, so you're shouting for Stephen and then obviously Damien.
I really shout for Stephen. He definitely got the pace there.
And second and third?
KBR guys is fast. Well, Fast One is in there, so yeah, I really hope for a good result from him. And then KBR Richard has always been fast, so let's see. But yeah, let's see after the pits. I think the pit stop is going to make a huge difference, especially in close racing.
KBR Richard just pulling it back on track, coming out that corner, missing the little barrier that sticks out. We've got quite a few guys backing you up there, Wolfie, S&P for the win. And he is also my pick, always in the top 3 or 4 even, with DK, Kalen, Coquette. So with them missing, he's odds-on favourite. Your side, Trivs? You're lacking some pace here tonight.
Yeah, pace is only represented by one person here, but it's one of the top guys when it comes to fuel saving. Steel definitely has his foot in this race. He's not out and not to be dismissed. It's going to be very difficult to pinpoint given the past results. Someone like who's right at the back, Dynamic Jean even could come through just with a good strategy, with a good pit stop, with his tune, and take this race away. It definitely plays a big factor. So it's going to be a nail biter right until the end.
Definitely. I've got the camera on Steele at the moment. He's in 5th. Always been a genuine Pool 1 contender, but I see, as I said, Kalen bringing up his Super Saiyan livery, getting his Dragon Balls out tonight. Maybe they can power their car and you can save some fuel, but Yas is always good at the long game. Very similar to Wolfman. You two normally use those tyre and fuel saving strategies in Pool 1 together.
He's definitely fuel saving. I can see that already. So he's got a good chance to jump the pits, definitely.
Yeah, I see the top 5 all fairly similar on fuel at the moment. Steven's also one that's always good on fuel, so he's not pushing and breaking away, he's just managing the pace, pun intended. Come on, Kalen, give us a shout out. We've got 27 people in the chat there and only 2 or 3 sending messages at the moment. Thanks, Mr. Fox, Kalen, some of the DMR guys. The rest of you, let us know who's there and how your races went, anything you want to know or chat about.
Yeah, man, like I was saying, just going back to your Steel, that Super Saiyan livery, to get that Porsche around this track, keeping it consistent and keeping at speed, you gotta have massive Dragon Balls there as well.
It's so bad we both used it, but anyway, another thing I enjoy about the in-class races, this onboard view, when you're sitting inside a road car with its standard interior is always cool. While we do that, Fast One gets it all out of shape and a little bit over the curbs, a little bit of grass, nothing wrong. Meton, he says he came last with his Audi R8, but interesting to have a different car choice there, so well done on that one. Yeah, seen Pool 8, no stop, no drama, 1 stop. Where did you come? There we have Richard going up the inside of Fast One into the hairpin, and he makes it nice and clean. Shout out to the Enduro guys. Kalen's busy posting the points. You're just going to go through the pack a little bit now.
It's a pleasure, Mr. Kalen.
We've got some very good-looking Porsches out there, quite unique on Sir Ian. What you say, Trivs?
Yeah, so Ian's looks awesome, but I gotta say, he's being a little bit overshadowed there by far sort of Fizz is right behind him. If you check Fizz's livery out, it's actually quite demonic, especially with the gorilla logo there on his bonnet just growling at him. And he's sticking quite close to his bumper. They're giving us some epic racing. I think he's going to try and make a move here into turn 1.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying Jean's that checkered fade. Reminds me of the old PSA, I think it was designs, obviously that was with a spiral, but a similar effect, and it's master pace on the side of his car.
Yes.
Don't know if that's a challenge to pace guys or...
No, so master pace was, I think Sam started that, and that's how I got involved as well. So we had a small little team called Master Pace, and we were sort of, it was Master Motorsports, that was our team name, and then Sam joined Pace, combined the two names, and then we all just sort of got adopted by the Pace family into that.
Yeah, no, correct, but obviously, sorry, Jean's, I thought it was Sparfus that had that livery. I was trying to work out why KBR had it, but yeah. So Dynamic Jean's running the Master Pace.
Oh, that's interesting.
He's taking a look up on the inside. Some nice overtaking going in this battle with all the red cars, red and white, red and silver. A little bit further back, we've got RBS and Maserati. Here's the third driver running one. Him, Jan Ali having a good battle. We seem to have missed it, but Fast One's dropped all the way to the back and he's ghosting at the moment, so he possibly got a penalty and he's been trying to serve it off camera.
I know how much you love those martini stripes.
No comment. We got Mr. Bridgens and another Maserati making a move on Cranky Clive. Damien making a move on Bridgens in the Maserati. We're going to jump back to the front where now that Fast One's dropped out a second, S&P's got a 1.6 second gap on Richard. KBR Richard with slightly more fuel, 2 seconds ahead of Yastil, who's now in third place. KBR Fizz also dropped from the top 3 into 5th, so Ian currently sitting in 4th. And just keep a note of the fuel on the bottom while I'm scrolling through. You'll see who's got slightly more, so Yastil doing a good job as usual. KBR Fizz saving, so Ian's obviously pushing on a little bit, that's why he's making out places, but he is using a little bit more fuel.
Oh, she's crazy in the wall there as well. See, in the chats there, Sham saying, didn't know Trivs was a commentator, thanks for the livery. Well, you learn something new every day, Shams, and you absolutely, it's my pleasure, but anytime you need a livery, I'm always happy to help.
With a voice that smooth, how could he not be? I think your future career is narrating women's novels.
Yeah, no, I was always told I have a face for radio, so let's see.
That's good. Yeah, just back to the front, it looks like Richard's taken a couple tenths back on SMP3 Pro. Battle's not over by a long shot because he has a few percent more fuel, which could come into play. As I said, he gets it all sideways, not losing any time though. The front two definitely breaking away from Yastil now, though. The gap's up to 3 seconds further back. Yastil and his Dragon Balls, just ahead of Sir Ian.
Man, this race, although the gaps are building up now, this difference in strategies is definitely going to make a difference here. A lot more of an impact than I think the other races would. And coming down to the wire, I think lap 20, 22 and 23 are going to be insanely close.
Well, like Dynamic Sean sitting in 5th place on Sir Ian's tail at the moment. He's got quite a bit extra fuel compared to him, so he's sitting in there saving in the slipstream. That's also going to play quite a big role later on. They're both hunting down Yastil together, so yes, obviously saving. Kalen asking about showdown races again, probably when we do 2 separate leagues again, manufacturers and nations on the FIA-based series, which might be an option for Season 4. Guys, let me know what you think in the chat. I'm tired of having to come up with such epic combos every week.
It's not an easy job you have, but I don't envy you about that.
My favorite part's when they moan, and then after the race you read the chats and they're talking about how good a race they had and how much fun it was. I see it, guys, trust me, paying attention.
Yeah, guys, so you heard him. Don't congratulate each other and say how good of a race it was afterwards. Just moan beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I must say, I am surprised that you're actually thinking into the next season already. We're not even done with this one.
Always having a little look there. Steels to Ian and Dynamic Sean having a great battle at the moment. Sean getting a little bit sideways. Just further back, KBR Fist still fuel saving 6th place, 2 seconds behind Jan Ali. Then D-Man, our non-starters, finally worked his way up to 8th place from 13th on the grid. DMR Damien, RBS Racing, Fast One now sitting in 11th after whatever happened to him on lap 5 when he lost about 5.5, 6 seconds. Bridgens 12th, Cranky Clive in 13th place, and we're going to go back to the front. Gap still sitting at 1.4, 1.3 as I say that it opens and then closes again. Richard's still having the fuel advantage. SMP3 Pro having slightly better tyres.
Yeah, Wolfie, what do you think about your DMR boys and how they're handling the race so far? Yeah?
Let me see. Sempro is where it's supposed to be. Sorry,
Sempro.
everybody say you just call him Sempro, it's easier. Still is doing good. I like where he's now. Let me see, where's the other boys? What happened to Damien? Damien's 9th.
I think just D-Man passed him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
D-Man is doing well. D-Man is doing very well. I'm happy for him. It's just a pity he had to start at the back, but he's doing very well. And it's almost pit time.
Yeah, we're currently on lap 9, so when you guys obviously expect lap 11 and 12.
I'm actually thinking around 12, 13 for these Oaks. They were going to want to make that second stint short as possible. That's just my theory. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
most
obviously.
Probably am.
Just depending on the driver, we can scroll through. You can see some of the tyres are obviously a lot worse off than others.
Definitely, and I think, just from my perspective, that's exactly what I was trying to avoid come the very end of the race, because that's when everything breaks down.
I'm just looking like if you compare Bridgen's rears to Fast One in front of him, it's way better. And then the Maseratis also seem to have quite good wear on the rear.
Yes, definitely, and that brake balance definitely does make a massive difference around this track especially. Do you see anyone with damage? Does anyone have any sort of damage on the cars?
Not that I've seen.
I can't see any damage. I just can see a lot of differences in fuel, even in the same
big time.
cars. So, yeah.
And we can see Jana Ali's caught up to this battle for 4th, 5th, 6th. Steele's just got a half-second gap ahead of them, but you can basically include him in that, so make it a 4-way fight for the podium at the moment.
This is an absolute nail-biter. I don't even want to talk because I think we're going to miss something.
Unfortunately, we missed what happened to Fast One earlier, but the way he was ghosting, I think it was just possibly a penalty for cutting a corner somewhere. Normally on that sweep wheel over the white line and into the pits comes KBR. Move there possibly. Not getting held up by the pack, maybe wanting to get in, jump them, get track position with the undercut and then see how it goes. Battling in a pack, you can hold yourself up quite a bit.
I can tell you now, his last 2 laps is going to be very, very hard, very tough.
Yeah, he's gonna need to come through. I see Mashant is saying I smell a rat. You wanna elaborate there for us, bud?
We're just checking back to the front. S&P is now 2.7 ahead, so that better tyre wear is definitely playing into his favour. We said earlier that his tyres were better than Richard. And we can see that quite clearly on the indicators.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just holding my head here. I'm looking at the chat again. Mashant, Maserati. Oh, God. Okay.
That's
Thanks,
so
bud.
bad. He should be
I'm so
invited to do
glad.
commentary with us.
Yeah, no, you should be up here, bud. I see Kalen saying Jean on controller? Really? Is putting in a stunner. Is Jean really on controller? He's doing insanely well.
Well, here's dynamic since we're doing bad puns.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's see if any of these guys come in. It looks like Sir Ian is ducking into the pits, second to stop. Only 5% fuel left, so I don't think he had much of a choice.
No, definitely not.
RBS Racing on 0%, Jan Ellie on 10%, Bridgens 14%. So it's all fairly similar. Okay, we are first who pitted last lap, busy coming through, passing all the stoppers and avoiding any carnage into the pit lane exit where the auto drive was threatened to be a problem. Did anyone have an issue in their races between you guys? Cars coming out the pits in front of you?
Thankfully not.
No, we didn't have issues.
That's great.
Not that I'm aware of.
I'll see on the incident reports. Maybe there's a whole bunch waiting for me before I even finish this. But yeah, hopefully the guys realize that if you're coming down the corner and a car comes out, you have to give a little bit of way as well.
Yeah.
I see Jean's got a penalty at the moment, so he's going to have to burn that off quickly, which looks like he's busy doing, giving Yastiel just a little bit of a breather. Yas up to third still. I think these boys will be heading into the pit soon and then later, probably the next lap.
I think all of them's going to go to pits now.
Yeah, Yastiel's going to have to pit. Jean's still got enough petrol for another lap. First three going, Jean's going through.
But he's going.
No, he's also pitting. You can see 14% to Yas's 3, Richard's got 11, S&P also 3, 1% for
Damien is
D-Man.
going through. Damien is going through for another lap.
Oh, that's very sketchy. Doing that 13th lap on those tires, especially coming through those S's, it's insanely slippery there. So for him to keep that on track,
be rewarding for the next 10.
Definitely.
Having the fresher tires. I'm looking at his fuel, he's only got fumes left, so he's going to have to
Freshwater Fish missed his braking marker.
Oh,
and he came out just behind Richards.
And it came out into the runoff in turn 1.
Yeah, and he's got damage, unfortunately. That's gonna mess up his race.
That's so unfortunate, man.
I see fast one coming out in front of D-Man with Bridgens as well. They managed to make it all through cleanly. Damien 14 seconds ahead, but dropping quickly because his last lap was a 35, and his tyres are shot.
Yeah, his tyres are gone.
As Tripp said, he's drifting into the grass through the double right-hander coming towards the end of the lap. That gap was 15 seconds when he went through on the last lap, and it's already down now into the 11 seconds, so he's lost at least 4 seconds or more on this lap.
Yep.
Looking like, well, it's currently 4.5, but the other guys still have to come around the same twisty section as he did, which is where he lost even more time. So we can go to second place and see it's down to 9.5, so he lost about 6.5 seconds that time around. Richard within 1 second now of SMP3 Pro due to the fuel saving. This helped him pull back about 2.5 seconds there. So
Dynamic John is not burning his penalty.
That's
unless
unfortunate.
did he get another penalty, or because before the pits it looked like he had burnt it off, but we'll have to obviously...
He went into the pits at 0.9. I didn't see when he came out with it.
Yeah. Kalen just pointing out that
in the
Richard and SMP3 Pro are both chasing their first win of the season.
Okay.
I know SMP's won races before, I'm not sure if Richard's ever won a Pool 1 race. So they definitely clear 9 seconds ahead of Jean. So Ian going through on him. Still also in the battle for third. These three all together again. Looks like so Ian got the jump on still through the pits, and he's in a hurry to find his way past Dynamic Sean so he can get back into third place, which is where he was before the stop.
Man, this racing here is becoming so intense. I thought these dogs would give us at least a mid-race break here on commentary, but no.
I see Fastwinds made his way back up to 8th place after whatever happened to him earlier, where he dropped all the way down to 11th. If we took, I'm just looking, he lost, I think it was about 6 seconds, so he'd be within 15 of the lead, which would put him in the battle for 5th and 6th if he hadn't had that issue. But he also probably got extra tyre wear, or if it was just a penalty, then possibly not. But we got John and Richard Ian battling for the win, for the third place win the last spot on the podium. You guys take over. I'm going to have a sip of some cool drink quickly.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you look at the guys' times on the left hand side, on the right hand side, it is so consistent, and I think that's the level that we're trying to get here at GT Sports South Africa. You guys let me know. I know, speaking for myself, my lap times are abysmal, but they're getting better with the help of this community, and we're pushing through together. We're getting the SA name out there. What do you say, Wolfie?
Tris, you need to come do the endurances with us. That's the best way to get your times to be consistent.
No, definitely. I think that's my end goal as well. I did start doing the enduros, but there was a bit of a time clash. But now everything's settled down, and we'll definitely be back in.
Well, come do the GR4 races. They're only 1.5 hours, and the GR3 races are 2 hours. It's only once a month.
Yeah, definitely make it happen. I see Kalen saying play ACC also. You know I'm trying to get to that.
No, don't play ACC. I've seen all the guys that play ACC get slow on Gran Turismo.
What? Really?
They will get used to the physics on one and then try switching to the other.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different ball game. Actually, also just wanted to mention, guys. Sorry, but I just wanted to mention, and I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again as well. Seeing these races happening with the sponsors' logos on there, in particular my company logo, it's really heartwarming and touching, and to see the community coming in, playing these games, because it is a game at the end of the day where we're just having fun with mates. It's awesome. So thank you all for the support. Really appreciate it. Let's keep it going, man.
Totally off topic. I'm riding on board with SMP3 Pro. Look at the reflection of the air vent on the windscreen. How crazy the graphics are.
To be honest, there's awesome. So much detail. There's so much detail in in Gran Turismo. It's astonishing the detail that you get from this game.
You can see the stitching on the back seats.
Yeah.
There's no kids and wife and dog in the back there. We're keeping an eye on KBR Richard through the rear. You can see the speaker's reflection in each corner of the back window.
Maserati logo on the headsets.
It's incredible stuff. Show me your ACC can do that, Kellen.
I think a Porsche is definitely one of the better sounding road cars in this game.
I can tell you one thing, Richard is keeping Stephen honest, eh? He's keeping Stefan honest.
Definitely.
He's all over his back now.
Well, a little wobble there from Stephen Mock. Gap now down to half a second. So it's only a few 6 laps to go. What do you think? What would your tactic be if you're Richard? Do you think he's pushing 100% or keeping a little bit back and just trying to stay with him?
Well, there's not much passing space on this thing, so you need to be right up there to take it, and that Porsche is not like, well, these cars, none of these cars are accelerating that quick, so yeah, you need to be on him all the time.
And throw a Hail Mary into a braking zone.
The Porsche doesn't brake so good.
do a Daniel Ricciardo, lick a stamp and send it. Welcome to the chat, Mr. Stiganator. Stiganator, you should be racing, not watching on YouTube, but good to have you, by the way.
I see Kalen saying ACC is so lucky you can check the driver crapping himself up or rouge.
Just keeping an eye on the third place battle. Jean's now in third with, it was Yastil, but Sir Ian's gone back ahead of him just while I started talking about it. They're now 12 seconds behind this battle, so I don't think there's any holding back here from the front two. They're just pushing as hard as they can.
Jean needs to watch those penalties. That's going to cost him in the end of the day. That's risky going through a ghost.
Yeah. Driver of the day, Kimi Raikkonen.
Yeah, so I asked the question in the chat, who's your driver of the day? And Kalen's taking it to a whole other level. Yeah,
who is your driver of the day at Spa? They quietly did away with that.
Yeah. At Spa, I think driver of the day was the Oak in the truck.
But they still had the power rankings. George got 10.
Oh, what a mess up, eh?
Well, let's see if that gap get any bigger between Stefan and Richard.
Yeah, it's definitely gone up a little bit. It's 1.6 now.
Yeah.
Richard did a 33 last time around. He must have got it out of shape somewhere. Just not the same consistency that SMP has. SMP3. Sony MP3 Player Pro. Is that what it stands for?
No idea what it stands for. I'll ask him.
Or SM Stefan Mock. So name and surname, I'm guessing. The P3 Position 3 Pro. Maybe
there's a battle. You must check Sir Ian and Dynamic John and Yastil. There's a battle going there. Big battle. It's changing positions all the time.
Yeah, well,
I have a feeling Ian and John are going to get so distracted fighting each other, Yastil might just slip through. Oh my god.
Well, Yas is already up to 4th.
See that.
Ahead of John. And we had a question from someone asking how can they join. Just read it on the chat there, Trivs.
So Ethan Bayer, welcome bud. How can you enter one of these races? You can give us a shout on Gran Turismo Sports South Africa Discord. I'll leave my details there as well. You can hit me with a message. You join up on our teams, we set you up in a lobby, and then you move up. Every race has its own pool. Top 3 drivers in a pool move up, bottom 3 move down a pool. Racing becomes quite competitive because you end up getting with guys who are similar speeds, similar styles, and it gets like this, where it's hectic. It comes down to strategy and consistency. It's fun, it's free to play, there's prizes up for grabs as well. Please feel free to join us, but I'll drop my details down in the chat for you as well.
It's free to play, but you can put a couple 100 Rand notes into my bank account. I'll leave my details now. While you're chatting there, Trivs, we had a big move from Yastil into the last turn on Sir Ian. He managed to do the cutback on him, but it looks like they're busy setting up a bit more battling, and Jean's obviously right there, looking at Triv going for the inside. Makes it through, but so Ian's still there for the next corner, coming up left, right cutback. It looks like Yas has got the place. Now it's Jean's turn to battle with Ian. But yeah, they've been switching and swapping backwards and forwards every lap.
And this race is not
nice battle
over.
going there. Stefan pulling away from Richard. There's something happening there. The start of the stint, Stefan had less fuel than Richard, and now Richard's got less fuel than Stefan. So I think Richard pushed a little bit too hard maybe for a couple of laps. And I think he's in fuel saving mode now. Yeah. That's why he's dropping off.
So Sham Gaming asking what are the tyres like for each race. It just depends. This week we're in M cars with sport tyres. Next week we had Monza in the GR4s, I think. That will be with racing tyres. The combos are announced normally on a Friday or Saturday. And yeah, just chops and changes. We've got Anton saying yes for driver of the day. It looks like he's breaking away now in third place from these two, especially if they start battling. But there's a 0.6 of a second gap. S&P 3.3 ahead. Richard's now sitting constantly in the 33s for the last 3 laps. S&P in the mid and high 32s. So it looks like he's got this in the bag with 3 laps left.
Yeah, but I think Sham is more worried about the gas tires in the race currently.
I see that Kalen saying the same, so we can just scroll through and have a look. Looks like Jean's probably got slightly the best of the 3, but they're all very even.
Yeah, it's very difficult to keep your tires here and stay consistent and competitive. You're going to be losing a lot of tires coming around here.
6th and 7th, the 2 Martini cars are fighting each other. KBR Fast One in 7th, closing down Jan Ali. And then we've got a big battle behind with Damien, who's got the fresher tyres after stopping 2 laps later.
His tyres looks the best currently.
Yeah, remember he stopped on lap 13 though, so he's only on lap 9 with them. Some of these guys on lap 12 and already.
Yes, that is correct.
So he should just pull away from this group now, running in the 33s while they're running in 34s, second a lap slower. But yeah, the D-Man, RBS and Voss, Vata, Fis, they should have a nice little battle here. 3 of them.
We've got a couple of battles going now.
Coming into the hairpin should be very interesting for these guys.
Bridgen's only 3.5 behind, so if they start fighting he might still catch up. And then Cranky Clive sitting off the back in his Porsche, and he's 13th place, so he'll be going down to pool 2 next week.
Yeah, I see Kalen saying RBS car is fire. I agree with you, but it looks so epic.
We haven't chatted. We have chatted a little bit about liveries. I know us livery makers get carried away with it, but there's a nice selection. I mean, Richard's one of my favorites, simple but stands out. Another simple standout, Jean. Then you've got complicated like Yastiel's Dragon Ball. Suyin's dropped to 5th, and we've got Jean all over Yastiel going into the start of the last lap. I think he might have bumped Yastiel there, or Yastiel outbraked himself coming into that first turn because he overshot.
No.
That is unfortunate, man.
So Jean goes up to 3rd, Ian to 4th, Yas down to 5th. He's not going to be happy there if he was nudged. 6th place, Fast One's got past Jan Ali, and he's in the white Martini. Livery wise, I'm not going to comment on either of those, although the black one does look slightly better. DMR livery is running that same wrap as usual, nice and neat. D-Man, not much of a livery. Vast Vata, very cool. RBS, also very colourful.
Stephen, if I'm not mistaken, you did a very unique take on an Aston Martin livery.
Well, recently.
No, a while back.
Aston Martin. I'm trying to remember.
Sorry, Maserati livery.
Nope.
Wasn't your
Right.
white one with that blue?
S&P takes the win. We got some flashing lights from Richard, so I'm sure he's very happy with his second place.
Lovely, well raced, gents, well raced.
Yeah, that's going to do them both wonders, though, in the top 5 or 6 in the championship. So that's going to put them both into position to challenge for the lead. I don't think we'll see Diki or Koketso again this season. Jean gets third, Ian fourth, Steele fifth. Fast One recovers to 6th place. Unfortunate with whatever happened to him early on when he lost 6 seconds. Jan Ali, Damien, Fiss, D-Man, RBS, Bridgens, and then a little gap, and we've got the last finisher, Cranky Clive. The only Aston I've done lately was a RTA livery, but it was basically the Golf replica with RTA colours instead.
No, sorry, but I was mistaken. It was a Maserati livery.
Yeah.
Not that the white one, wasn't you?
No, probably not.
My apologies. I'm getting mistaken. But epic racing from the guys. Amazing liveries. I see some questions about the liveries as well. Yassine, you let us know, bud. You tell us which was your favorite of today. Just saying, I'll see you at Monza, chaps. Yes, bud. Bring the heat.
Next week. Just having a quick look. So the Maserati takes a win, followed by a whole bunch of Porsches. Maserati in 8th and 11th. Driver of the day, go Mr. Wolfman. Wolfman.
Nah, I'm not going to say anything.
Pick one. You're allowed to pick one.
Stefan is the driver of the day for me.
That's like Hamilton winning driver of the day. You expected him. He was a favourite. But I'm joking. Yes, he had a great drive.
He had the underdog, and he take the underdog car and take it for the win. So I'll stick to that.
Definitely, it was a great drive. Still unfortunately with that, whatever happened on the last lap, dropped to 5th. But he had a great drive. Also, pretty much your whole top 5. Fast One had a good comeback. Who's your driver, Trivs?
Say yes, Steel, but that's a bit biased. Dynamic John did some epic racing there. I'm not sure if you knocked your Steel, that'll have to be a factor.
Also,
if he didn't, it was
he might have a 30-second penalty.
That's unfortunate.
For not getting rid of his time penalty, but that would drop him to 12th. So he's got enough of a gap to not get relegated on that penalty at least. We've got Mr. Klopper saying S&P driver of the day. The rest of you, pick who's your favourite. So Ian didn't say fuel pushed. He made it up to 4th provisionally. Yeah, always it's nice to see D-Man not getting stuck on the grid, and Bridgens didn't get auto drive this week.
Yeah, look, and D-Man made up some places as well. Epic stuff, but
yeah, 13th on the grid up to 10th.
Yeah. Great racing all around though. Everyone kept it relatively clean.
Yeah,
Very
I think
competitive.
driver of the day
Nobody was running away with it.
I'm going to stick mine on a tie with the top 2. I know S&P won, but Richard also great performance there. Slightly more tyre wear that slowed him down towards the end of each stint, but looking at the finishing time, they destroyed the field basically. 3rd place, 21 seconds behind.
Yeah, I see Sham Gaming is saying you're still driver of the day, first time in Pool 1. No, you're still...
Yes, owns Pool 1.
Regular, yeah?
He's an old Pool 1 resident. Long time drinker, fuel sipper.
Yeah, he's our fuel-saving hero here.
I have shared the results for you. You know who didn't pitch up, so that's your problem.
Yeah, that's fine. Great. Thanks for hosting, Wolfman, and joining us on commentary.
It's a pleasure.
I think it managed. We didn't have game crashing issues or anything like that, so a big help. Mr. Trivs, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Thanks to Gorilla Garage, Track Art, TGN Racing Simulators, ATM Chip Tuning. We didn't mention them too much tonight, but all the regular sponsors. And thanks to the guys that tuned in. See you next week.
Thank you, guys. Have a great evening.
Thanks. Bye-bye.